For once, I got it right. It was a tablet.
Uh-huh.
It's been a day. It has been a day.
I hear you, girl.
Yeah. And then guy up on my server tagged me last second, and he's like, I should know your times by now. I'm like, it's all good. I'm not mad. It's all good. You can tag
Right,
me. I can still say hi, even though I'm
right,
talking.
exactly.
Oh, yeah, that's what I do sometimes is people will tag me and I just don't want to let them think I've completely forgotten about them. So I'll be
Right,
like, get back to this ASAP or something. And,
right.
it's just polite.
I
But, oh,
hear
we're
you.
live. Yeah. So you can do the,
Okay, good. Yeah,
yep.
good evening, everybody. Today is Thursday, October the 16th, 2025 at 7:03 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you for joining Rex Sisters. We greatly appreciate your dropping by. Please don't forget to like, follow, comment, share, and subscribe. We need to get these numbers up, please. If we're having 600 to 1.2K people watching our videos, you could please
I
somebody.
believe we're up to 71 now on Rumble and 37 on
Cool.
YouTube.
That's cool. Well, we need to hit 100 on Rumble and 300 on YouTube.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's a big lift, and I can't carry it. So,
We're
uh,
trying to do our part. Yep.
yes. So, if you would do your part, we would appreciate it. So before we start, you remember yesterday's bus saga with Jacob?
Uh-huh.
It continues today. Now, you know what they
Really?
did? They separated him and his best friend and put him in the front of the bus and his best friend in the total back, and they have nobody sitting with Jacob. So tomorrow, I told my child and his wife, I really don't care. I am calling the school.
I don't
To
know if the
which
school will even talk to you about it unless you're on the list to be
they,
spoken
I
to.
am on the list. I am on the
Oh, look at
list.
that. Give them hell. Give them hell, Nene.
Uh, so both my daughter-in-law and my son said go for it. So there's a list of, I mean, he's being treated worse than a criminal is.
Uh-huh.
And he said that he had his first uh, boot camp today, and there were 30 kids in there. That
What?
seems, yeah, uh-huh.
That many kids
Yeah,
are misbehaving on a bus?
good question.
Nah, someone ain't right.
I know.
Something ain't
So
right with that number.
I'm going to have to channel my inner anger to come forward and do a flip out tomorrow. I'll start out nice, but very emphatic. And if I have to say,
Mhm.
that they're left leaning uh, morons or whatever, I'm going to call it like it is, depending on how they,
Exactly.
you know. So I thought that was an interesting follow up on top of it. They never told my daughter in law that that was going to happen too. You know what I mean? He's devastated. You know, given what happened last year and all the bullying, and he finally gets his friend. And then they separate them with no explanation.
Oh.
I'm telling you.
It's wild that they would. I mean, again, yeah, the kids are misbehaving together to a degree, but they're normal boys. This is like
Yeah.
the consequence of someone who's been doing this so many times that it's out of
Uh-huh.
control. Or they're
Right.
screaming and yelling and running on the bus, stuff like that.
Right. Yep. So again, if anybody thinks I'm wrong, go ahead, put it in the comments or in the chat. And then it was a day and a half with the laptop again. So thank you for your help. And it'll be needed again tomorrow. So you might want to run and hide. We were,
That'll be fun. We'll need the update.
yeah, we were talking about the difference between 10 years ago, to which I'm still using my 10-year-old laptop. And I'm telling you that that laptop is the Taj Mahal, and the one that I have is like the low level, you know,
Yeah,
the ghetto
Windows has
one.
gone to shit. It really has
Yeah,
gone to shit. I'm not
yeah,
even gonna lie. That's why I'm using Linux.
yeah. I feel like I'm in the ghetto. Uh,
Uh-huh.
it's so, whoever came up with this idea, Bill Gates, you suck. You suck for a lot of reasons, but you really suck on this one.
Him and his developers.
Uh huh. Yeah. So that's my
Yep.
that, and then
Fire
we're
the
not.
devs.
Uh huh. Yep. So then we're not feeling good on top of all of that. So we'll
Yeah.
get through today. What about your end after I talk to you?
I got a few things taken care of. Started on the editing for one of our pre-records. Um, had to lecture a few adults on how to be adults and why following a one sentence instruction of come straight home before you do any running is so important.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. Would have saved an hour and about 2 gallons of gas and
Right.
a lot of time and effort and energy. And then I get, well,
Yep.
why didn't you tell me while I was on the phone? And it's like, would you have even listened? Because
Right. Hi,
it's
Blunt.
like,
Hi, Blunt Man. Nice to see you. Thank you for
hey,
joining
Blunt.
us. Hopefully,
Uh,
you follow. We need some subscribers.
oh, yeah, lots of followers, please. And yeah, Blunt Man just got back onto Windows after so long. He probably understands what you're talking about, even though he's a little bit younger than me. It's been a long time
Um,
since he's dealt with Windows. And like you, he's like, what?
uh huh. It's horrendous. I
I
can't
hate the new
stand.
Windows.
Yeah, I cannot stand it whatsoever. I mean, it
But
used to
it's
be.
still easier than trying to learn Linux from nothing. Like, I mean, unless you've had a decent background in coding,
Yeah.
it's not that easy to use Linux.
Well, as I told you before, I'm not learning another thing unless I'm forced to. So,
Yeah,
I got
I
other stuff.
100% get it.
I have the studio to learn plus other things to learn. And once they're accomplished, then we'll consider it. But you can be the Linux queen. Let me bow
Yeah,
down at your feet, oh, Linux
no,
queen.
I don't. I'm not even that good at it. I'm barely scraping by with it.
Yeah, blunt
I just
man.
can't stand Windows.
Yeah, blunt man. I think I. That's what Crazy
Oh,
B and I were talking about was XP, but I'm not
XP or
sure.
Vista.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check. And now I'm on 11 as well, and it's just nasty. In fact, when I have to use the old laptop, I'm going to do a side by side screenshot just of the Word document if you wanted to create a new Word document, just so you could see the
Now,
differences.
question: are you using Microsoft Word on the old document, or are you using Google Documents?
Microsoft Word.
Well, there's the other difference, because we use Google Docs now because Microsoft now charges a monthly fee to use Microsoft Word.
What?
Oh, I thought I thought I swear we talked about this back when you first got the computer. We've been using Google Docs,
Right.
because Word is charging, what is it, $9 a month to have access to Microsoft Word?
Oh, wow.
He
I
says, I'm
think I
struggling
remember.
just to use plugins with my music software. I'm genuinely scared to use it beyond just YouTube and Discord.
Yeah. I'm afraid to plug things in.
Yeah,
Yeah. Like
there's a lot.
I have extension cords. I have a USB hub going on. Then I got the router yesterday and got that up and running, so there shouldn't be anything. So if anything happens, I know it is the bitch button. Hey, cannabis.
No.
Yeah,
Hey, cannabis. Nope. It's going to be a couple more days before I can get the 50-foot Ethernet because
true, true.
genius. I told him, pay the car insurance before we do anything else. The second he walked in the door, I start saying, pay the car insurance. He's like, I already did. So we go and pay our bills, and then I get to where I want to order the stuff from Amazon. He's like, hold on, I got to have enough for car insurance. And it's like, wait a minute. Like less than 30 minutes ago, I just asked about that. So it's going to be a couple more days before I can order it. But yeah. Simple instruction always goes out literally when you ask someone, did you pay the bill? Yup. Okay, so we're going to order this stuff. Yup. Then you go to order it. Wait, hold on.
Right.
So
So
yeah,
lay down.
we're looking at
I'm not.
Monday or Tuesday before I can get the Ethernet cable completely lined up. I'm just
That's
out of
fine.
my mind putting up with
You
this insanity of technical compliance issues and all this other crap. Oh,
and I've
I
had it
need a
with this.
vacation.
So do I. Go get in your bed right now. Chase, come here. Go get in your bed. Well, you had everything. You had chicken, mashed potatoes, and green beans. Well,
And I wasn't laughing.
I
Go
don't
ahead.
have anything else. I don't have anything else to give to him unless he wants my apple juice. I have nothing left to give.
Well, apple juice isn't really good for puppies, so
I
yeah.
know.
Nope. But
Hey, Art.
Art says it's always the gremlins, but I'm not in charge of them this month, so you're on your own. That's what I was
Yeah.
laughing at.
Well, yeah, because strange things are happening around this house, right? We
Yes.
were we were
I've sat
looking
with you while
for.
they've happened. Yes.
Uh-huh. And and what happened? I opened the drawer and there it was. Yeah. What is going
Uh-huh.
on? Uh-huh.
Hey,
Yep.
cannabis. You haven't been on vacation since '07? I haven't been on vacation since 1997 when my parents last took me to New York.
Oh,
That was my last vacation. 1997. Right before
wow.
they divorced.
That sucks.
I have not in my adult life taken any vacation time from any job. I've
Hmm.
always opted to get the double pay for that week.
Yeah, we didn't give that option, so
I had some
I guess.
awesome bosses who would not force me to take time off.
Yeah.
But mostly because it didn't roll over into the next year. So you either use it or lose it. So
Hmm.
my gremlins are also expert programmers. It can take a week to fix what they get up to, and their documentation reads like they're drunk. Yep.
Maybe they know Carlbot.
Carlbot. Oh, Carlbot and the gremlins in your PC or whatever
Uh-huh.
you're using are the problem.
Yep.
Yeah, cannabis, it's been a long time. I'm not even joking. Only time I've
Hmm.
ever taken time off was for a funeral, and I don't consider that a vacation.
Mm-mm.
Blunt man, do you get them wet or feed them after midnight? How does that midnight thing work? Is it midnight China time, midnight in your time zone? That is a good question.
Yeah, it is.
Huge flaw in the story. Yeah, huge
Uh,
flaw.
very much so.
Oh my god. But yeah,
Here we go. Face is gonna hurt again already.
well, we got a good group in here. We got Blunt
Yeah,
Manny and Cannabis Connoisseur. Those two could end up being great friends.
exactly. Yep. Throw art in there and look at.
Yeah, we're just missing Arby and
Hmm.
Vanilla. Got a
Hmm.
few people that are not quite in here, but they'll be back eventually.
Right. All right.
So,
So we got a huge lineup for today that
oh,
we
that's
hope,
an understatement.
yeah, that we hope to cover. Um, So let's get started, I guess.
Alrighty. So first up, we are going to cover the daylight savings time.
Yes, this is just a reminder for everybody. And this is actually extremely irritating, I find. Will we ever stop changing the clocks? And it's the fight over daylight savings time. Why Americans still change the clocks twice a year in the push to end daylight savings time. Every fall and spring, Americans grumble about changing the clocks, fall back in November, spring forward in March. But will this ritual ever end? Here's the latest news on the push to stop switching between daylight savings time and standard time, plus a look back at how we got here. Just
That
make
would be
sure that everybody is aware that the clocks change on Sunday, November the 2nd at 2 a.m. So you will fall back and you will lose an hour and be miserable for the next 2 weeks. You will wake up when it's pitch black. You will come home when it's pitch black. And you will think, is there ever going to be light ever again?
Alaska in those areas where it's dark 6 months of the year and then
I,
gray the other 6 months.
I couldn't stand it. I just couldn't stand it. So
Yeah,
why do we still change the clocks? Many Americans feel changing the clocks is outdated. Studies show,
there it is.
yeah, in 20, will you scroll down
Nope,
just a tad? No,
it
no.
picks up.
Oh, there's a poll though up top. Yeah. So a 2022 CBS News
Oh,
poll,
I see it.
33% want permanent standard time. 46% want permanent daylight savings time, and 21% are fine with switching twice a year. A 2022 Monmouth poll, 13% want standard time year round, 44% want prefer daylight savings time year round, and 35% are okay with switching. Now,
So everybody doesn't like the fall time clock. Everyone prefers the summer one.
right. The debate continues. Standard time aligns with the sun and human circadian rhythm, while daylight saving times gives later sunsets and more evening daylight. Bullcrap. When I left work, it was dark. It was like you needed all the lights on. Does changing the clocks really save energy? Not significantly. A 2008 U.S. Department of Energy report found only 0.5% drop in daily electricity use during extended daylight saving time weeks. Modern studies find little benefit. Health, safety, and other effects of the time change. Your sleep health. Crazy Bee, can you zoom in on that just a tad?
Yes, I can. And then scroll down.
There you go. So go back up.
Oops, too far?
Keep going. I'm trying to read the. There we go. Health, safety, and other effects of the time change. Your sleep and health. The standard time aligns better with your circadian rhythm. The spring switch is linked to increased heart attack and strokes. Safety. Fatal accidents rise after the spring change, though robberies drop with lighter evenings. Mental health. The fall switch has been linked to higher rates of depression diagnoses. Lifestyle. Extra evening daylight boosts outdoor activity, but economic activity dips after the fall change.
All right. Next
The
section.
the push to end the clock changes. In recent years, public frustration has fueled political momentum to make either daylight savings time or standard time permanent. From 2018 to 2022, dozens of states passed resolutions or laws in favor of permanent daylight savings time, though federal approval is required. 2022, the U.S. Senate unanimously passed the Sunshine Protection Act to make daylight savings time permanent. However, the bill stalled in the House. 2023 to 2025, new versions of the bill have been introduced, but none have advanced to law. Who wants to lock the clocks? While Congress has not yet passed legislation for permanent daylight saving time, states are taking matters into their own hands. As of this writing, 29 states are actively pursuing some form of permanent time change. Permanent daylight savings time. 19 states have passed laws or resolutions to adopt year round daylight savings time once federal approval is granted. Permanent standard time. 6 states are pursuing year round standard time. Mixed or contingent. These would be the idiots. 4 states have considered both options or proposals contingent on federal action. No initiative to change. 19 states have not introduced any legislation regarding daylight savings time or standard time. Why would they when you have to have the feds approve it?
Bingo.
already on already on standard time year round, Hawaii and most of Arizona, except the Navajo Nation. On June
Yep.
20th of 2025, Texas passed a law aiming for year-round daylight savings time, but it won't take effect until Congress allows it. And there's a brief history that you can go through. It started back in 1918. It describes, how we got to where we are today.
That's
So you
actually
can,
an accurate timeline. Benjamin Franklin was the first person to suggest it all the way
okay,
back in the 1700s. I'm amazed they didn't put that in there. But yes, Benjamin
wow,
Franklin was actually the first one to suggest it, but the first time it was ever implemented was in 1918.
okay. And why didn't uh, it pass with Benjamin Franklin? Do you know?
Because the colonies were all not quite willing to make adjustments in their clocks and schedules. They weren't unified as much yet.
I
So
see.
that's why. And it's again, they were all so close together on the East Coast, anyways. And
Right.
they, again, everybody else was slowly scattering out. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
All right. And so you can read the remaining article. Within that article, there is up at the top a section that gives you some tips on how to deal with handling daylight
right here.
savings time changes right there. 5 tips to adjust. So feel free to click on that if you need any help on making the adjustment. Alcohol always works. Smack in the head works.
Yep.
Although you know. So with that being said, this is again. Am I wrong in suggesting that this is something minor that you would think that
Well,
Congress
the
could
reason
agree on?
that the federal, yeah, but the reason the federal government is hesitant about this, and again, I can get it, is for federal offices and federal activities, the military, all of them will have to be told to change it and stop making any changes a year, twice a year. It does take a bit of coordinating, because also now we are working with bases in other countries that will still also be on potential daylight savings and stuff, depending on which nation it is. Some comply with it, others don't. So there's a little bit of coordinating. It still shouldn't take this long to get permission. It
It,
shouldn't, but it does take a bit
it,
of work.
well, then who's going to work on it? I
Well,
mean,
they
if
got to
we're talking
coordinate
this,
everybody to do it all at once, basically, when it comes to the federal stuff.
I guess this got to go to Donald Trump. If you're listening, we need an executive order to fix
Oh,
this.
we do have the bill also that will be attached in the description below. So if y'all
You
want to
just,
call your congressman,
mm-hmm.
tell him to get the heck on it.
I mean, the most minute of, probably I'd lose if I asked somebody to tie my shoe. You know what I mean? The majority would say, no, we're not going to tie your shoe because your laces are racist or some shit. I mean, it just is, this is absurd.
If
This
you
is
look,
truly,
it has been on hold at the desk since March 16th of 2022.
yeah.
And the
Why?
Senate has already passed it.
Mm-hmm.
Make that make sense.
And there is a Republican Congress, if I recall correctly. So why couldn't this get passed?
Well, it's Senator Rubio who introduced it in 2021.
Right, but he's now secretary. So
Yeah,
I
but
don't
he
think.
started that and they're now still sitting on it just to be spiteful
Mm-hmm.
toilet tissue.
Yes. It's extremely frustrating. Hey, Blue.
You get your extra hour of sleep in the spring, I believe. You lose an
Yeah,
hour in the fall.
you're right.
That's what we're
Yeah.
headed for.
Yep. It's a
Falling
good
back
thing I.
isn't that big of a deal. It's the loss of an hour in the spring. I thought we gained an. No, you're right. We gain an hour in the fall and lose an hour in the spring. I had it backwards. Yep,
Yep.
my bad.
Yeah, we get to
Cannabis
sleep a
says
little.
leave the shit alone. Arizona
Uh,
doesn't where he's at, or where he was at. I'm not sure if he still is in Arizona, but yeah. My congressman is a liberal tool. I wrote them about medical marijuana, family member with cancer in 2006 or something, and they just sent me a copy. Sent me a copy and a copy and paste letter. Yeah, welcome to trying to get your politicians to do jack shit. That's why
mm-hmm.
most people don't bother getting involved, is because you literally have to go there and sit there in person to get your politicians to do something. And
Exactly.
unfortunately, we're all busy trying not to get the IRS throwing us in jail to go
Mm-hmm.
and fight them. I mean, like, seriously, we need to go deal with these ass wipes, though.
Mm-hmm.
Something like this, I mean, yeah, it's going to take a bit to coordinate it, but there's no reason it should have been in Congress this long.
I mean,
Already
if the
passed by
military,
the Senate.
right, and if the military can coordinate wartime efforts, I'm sure that they could handle a
Well, no, that
switch.
was pertaining to why you asked why it needed federal approval. Is
Yeah, I
because
know,
of
but
all
I'm
the different
saying,
federal things in each
right,
state would have to comply
right,
across the
but
board somewhere.
right, but that's my point. Is that it can be done. It's not like we're taking a huge undertaking to, uh, make
Uh-huh.
this change.
It's not gonna kill him. Yeah, I know. I love Blunt Man. He's so much fun. Blunt Man's so much fun. He's on my server a lot. We have a lot of fun there.
Mm-hmm.
That's my personal server, not the Rex Sisters one. So yeah.
You'll have to join the Rex Sisters Discord, Blunt Man.
Lots of fun.
All right, what do we got up next?
Let me close that. Oh, the Senate pulling some bullshit. This goes it leads into the
Mhm.
shutdowns. Well, it's
Yeah,
because of the shutdowns. Now, where's it? There it is. Okay, here we are. Found it.
this is as of 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today. And the Senate again fails to pass a funding bill extending the shutdown into next week. And why would that be? Because what weekend is it? Why
Well,
don't
that's
you
coming
tell?
up after these two articles, and then it goes into those.
Let's see what
That's
AOC has to say.
oh, you want me to hit play? We got to
Yeah,
hear her
let's see.
voice. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Nails on chalk coming in three, two, one. Oh, now it buffers. It's now buffering on me.
That's okay.
Come on. on, really? You're gonna buffer on me like that? Oh, I couldn't play the content. Oh well, God
All
spared
right.
us.
So what they were covering, this is from CNN. Another failed vote. The government shutdown will extend into next week as senators are leaving Capitol Hill after failing to advance the GOP funding bill for a 10th time. Has the government affected you? The shutdown affected you? And there's a link from CNN. They want to hear your story. Uh, Trump.
Oh, they're not even
Yeah.
really covering it.
No, they're not. Scroll. I thought they had a little bit more in there.
That's about Trump and Putin.
No, Trump and Putin.
Oh, here
Well,
we are. Johnson
yes,
signals he's willing to leave House out of session indefinitely.
I love it. Go ahead.
Hold on, I'm adding. So, Speaker Mike Johnson signaled on Thursday that he's willing to keep the House out of session indefinitely as the government shutdown is due to drag into next week with no off ramp in sight. Right now, we're on a 48-hour notice for return for vote. And I'm praying every day that they end this ridiculous shutdown for partisan political purposes. God, say that 10 times really fast so we
Hmm.
can get right back. He told CNN. Johnson insisted he's anxious to get back to legislative session, adding that he wants to put the priorities of the American people first, including pay for the military, TSA agents, and border control. I can tell you right now, I know someone who's a pilot. The TSA is a mess. Okay, TSA, big mess.
They've
Um,
been a mess.
uh huh. And the air traffic controllers, oh dear God.
Uh-huh.
Um, we got to start all that right now, says Johnson. He opted to not schedule votes on the House votes in the House since September 19th. Um, Pressed by CNN, he won't why he won't bring the House back to hold votes on other important legislation. Johnson responded, "We've got lots of issues that the chamber has to get to. The Senate went home for the weekend on Thursday afternoon after failing for the 10th time to advance a bill to reopen the government. They'll return on Monday, the 20th of the shutdown. Monday, the 20th day of the shutdown, to hold another vote on the stopgap bill, though Democrats have shown no appetite to offer up enough votes to pass the bill while Republicans refuse to negotiate extending enhanced Affordable Care Act subsidies. Bullshit. That's not what they're fighting over. While the government remains closed. So I'm calling bullshit.
Well, if it lasts, I forget how many days, Trump gets to fire a large number of people. Although the
Yeah, there's
people that,
already been a bunch of people fired, and then they had to hire half of them back because
well,
turns out they were actually needed after all.
not
Kind of
only
like
that,
what Doge did.
well, but there's also the court stepped in and said that he wasn't allowed to get rid of them. So there's another court battle.
Yep.
And if this is legit on the books, and it says, if you meet X, Y, and Z criteria, these judges that are just filing lawsuits against him to file a lawsuit, something needs to be done with them.
Yep.
Where's the Supreme Court stepping in and saying enough is enough now? Again,
Yep.
who is doing their damn job, right?
As of well, recently, no one by the looks of it.
Hey, Stryker. Um,
Oh, hey, Striker.
you know, it goes back to and this is very simplistic. It goes back to Jacob getting in trouble with that letter, right? And
Yeah.
so we have a legit boot camp. He has to, for a month, attend twice a week 15-minute sessions on how the wheels on the bus go round and round. And then today he gets moved from his friend. Okay. So, three things have to happen for one incident, when all that was necessary was to be called into the principal's office, be told this is inappropriate behavior, we're calling your parents, do it again, and then you're going to get in trouble. This is the
Uh-huh.
same bullshit. You know what I mean? It's the same thing. All we have all this information out there on the books, but no, people have to push it to the next level. They have to write, books about it, studies about it, call in the left, call in the right. It's bullshit. Why can't anything just get done?
Because we have two groups of idiots putting on a show to pacify the people while they still do whatever they want behind the scenes.
Oh, that's a good point. That is a very good point.
Yeah.
Because in the front, it looks like something is being done. As I mentioned, he went to this boot camp and there were 30 kids in it. How were 30 kids from the bus in a boot camp? I mean, really?
Stryker
Come
just said
on.
what I said. Gets done. If Tom eats Jerry, show ends.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, the frustration of Congress and the Senate not being able to get things accomplished. What Mike Johnson is doing, I have no clue. I really do not think he is serving in our best interest. Uh,
I
I
know they're
just,
not. None of
yeah,
them are. Not one politician in there is truly serving our best interest. They are
right,
collecting a paycheck, a
yes,
very good paycheck, and they're using it to play the stock market with their insider knowledge, and they have fun. And
right.
we are suffering.
And they become multimillionaires. They
Hmm.
can have salons opened up and have a haircut
They can do
given.
what they want. Yep, the elitism.
Exactly,
They're
exactly.
elite to us. How
So
dare
they
us
have
peasants make them work?
right. So the left is complaining that uh, this budget is for the billionaires. Well, I have to
They're
laugh
the ones
because
who are wanting to extend
you
medical coverage for illegal immigrants. And guess who's going to make money off of that? The billionaire insurance companies and the doctors
exactly
and everybody but the people like us
right,
who don't
and
work
we're
in those
paying,
fields.
right, and we're going to be paying for it with our taxes, right?
Yeah. Yes. It's their
And so,
billionaire friends who are going to be benefiting if they go through
right,
with the affordable care crap. And if it's not
right,
that, then the right wing billionaire tech guru jackasses and stuff, they're going to be the ones benefiting. Either
right,
way, us middle people in the us little plebs
right.
are going to get screwed no matter which way it goes. We're always
Mm-hmm.
going to get screwed. They're fighting over their interests, who their
Mm,
lobbyists are. They don't give two
right,
shits about us.
right. And
Yep,
trust me, there are
Stryker's got
a
it
lot.
right. Brought to you by Pfizer.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, absolutely gets up on my nerves. These politicians and their bullshit.
And I mean, for do they realize that all we have to do is look up what their salary is, that, the extras that they made, the millionaire, I've never heard anybody say to Nancy Pelosi, you know, you're a millionaire. How can you be, uh, you know, spewing what you're saying here? How do you
She
get to say,
cries about the top 1%, but fails to mention she's in the top 3%, just behind
correct?
them.
Yep. And she's probably pissed off because she's not in the 1%.
Yeah, well, she's well on her way there.
Mm-hmm.
It just drives me nuts. Like, why do we tolerate this? I mean,
And
we've
I'm
got
tired of
options to
I
get rid of these people legally.
I know, I know, and I'm tired of hearing just vote them out, just vote them out.
Well, unfortunately, I mean, that is our
Could
only option,
be
and to prosecute them if we find something wrong, but that requires digging through legal documents and taking them to court. And I mean, it takes a lot, and it's something I personally just cannot consistently keep with.
yeah.
And again, that requires also going there a lot
Mm-hmm.
and doing a lot that I wish I could physically do. Because if I
Right.
could physically do it, I would be at my politicians' offices day and night
Right.
having a fit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they just got back with all the groceries, so try not to be loud. We're live for another hour and 15 minutes. Get over it. My family being my family. And of
Uh,
course, they're going to be loud anyways. Hey,
uh-huh.
guys. Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay, anyways. Yeah, I'm just sick of the politicians, and I would love to be able to go and deal with them in person, talking to them. Like, what the hell's wrong with you? You got
Mm-hmm.
lobbyists? Okay, well, I'm your new lobbyist. I ain't paying you, but I'm going to threaten all these lawsuits for you not doing your job.
Wondering, did they decide if the golf ball launcher was lethal or not, or is that an acceptable?
As far as I found, it is. Hold on, let me pull it up again. Give me 2 seconds,
Did
because
we
as
figure
far
out
as I
the price?
remember, it is absolutely within the non-lethal or less than lethal. Hold on, what
Oh,
golf ball launcher? I saw. Oh, that candle
see,
smells good.
we're another
Yes,
rabbit.
there are. Yeah, I'm looking right now for it. There are high powered. Can y'all please stop? I'm trying to focus. Um, I'm trying to find the exact one I was looking at. The CO2 high powered golf ball gun, golf ball launcher. Those are the foam golf balls. Hold on. I'm gonna have to do a Google search. So, I can do a Google search if you want to cover this article, and we can go from there.
All right, which one?
This one. Let me know when you
Oh,
need me to scroll.
okay. The Senate Dems tanked the GOP plan to pay the troops. They fund Pentagon as shutdown hits day 16. Republican leader Thune says blocking troop funding creates
Oh,
bad optics for the Democrats. This was as of 2:15 today.
yes. Sorry, I scrolled too fast with my mouse. There we
I
go.
don't know if you can play her video or not. Perhaps can you play Caroline Levitt there? See what she has to say.
Nope, it takes me elsewhere, but we can listen to the article.
Okay, let's listen to it instead of listening to me.
Senate Dems tank GOP plan to pay troops. Fund Pentagon as shutdown hits day 16. Republican leader Thune says blocking troop funding creates bad optics for Democrats. Senate Republicans' plan to reignite the government funding process was torpedoed by Senate Democrats, who blocked a bill that would pay the troops as the federal government entered day 16 of the shutdown. The annual defense appropriations bill was blocked largely along party lines with only a handful of Senate Democrats joining Republicans to advance the measure. While President Donald Trump made a temporary move to ensure that military service members were paid, that funding won't last forever. Had the bill advanced through its first procedural hurdle, lawmakers could have modified it to include other funding bills, a move that Senate Majority Leader John Thune, RSD, signaled he planned to make throughout the week. However, Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, DNY, and Senate Democrats were unwilling to support the bill and argued that they wanted a guarantee on exactly which other spending bills would be added onto it down the line. They need unanimous consent to add anything to the defense bill, Schumer said before the vote. They don't have it. Thune and Senate Republicans floated adding additional spending bills, like measures to fund transportation, the Health and Human Services and Labor Departments, Housing and Urban Development, and Commerce, but first needed to blast through the procedural hurdle to do so. If they want to stop the defense bill, I don't think it's very good optics for them, obviously, Thune said. Part of Senate Democrats' resistance to the bill is tied to the overall position against the House-passed continuing resolution CR to reopen the government, which they have so far blocked 10 times. Like their argument with extending Obamacare subsidies, they demanded guarantees on what exactly Republicans would attach to the bill, a position that stemmed from an overall lack of trust between the parties that has ripped the partisan divide open even further this year. We don't have an agreement on anything, Senator Chris Murphy, DCOM, said. So obviously we can't. They're still not negotiating. Senator Mark Kelly Dearis similarly argued that there was no bipartisan agreement on what exactly the package would look like. We should be focused on fixing these healthcare premiums and getting the government back open, he said. And just to bring up the one bill without the others is something we typically don't do.
Okay. So they're basically saying screw the military. Suck it up, people.
Right. And it's all in relation to the No Kings protest, which we have information on that, I believe.
Mm-hmm. That is coming up next. But before we
Okay.
do that, this is the Golfball launcher. It attaches to your lower for whatever paintball system you are using because it's
Okay.
considered less than lethal.
Okay. How much are we looking
And
at?
the attachment that goes to your lower for a paintball gun. So this is an upper attachment that you can load golf balls into and chuck them high powered CO2 level at whoever is getting on your nerves.
How much is it?
$199, and it attaches to just about any lower for a paintball gun.
Is this for the upcoming
Interesting.
war?
It could be used in an upcoming war against zombies and stuff.
Zombies? I'm talking about. Oh,
Yeah.
well, I guess they are
Oh,
zombies.
cool. You can even get a nice setup. It's got the rails, so you can add attachments like lights and sights.
Right.
That's pretty
Right.
epic.
That's cool.
So $200 for an
There you go.
epic way to convert your paintball gun into a. I'm sending that to a
Golf.
friend who's a felon. I'll drop the link
You
in the description when we're done. How's that sound?
I'll bet that we could freeze. Never mind, we're getting carried away again.
Oh, snowballs! That would be
Yes.
epic for snowball fight.
Right. Yeah.
Hold on, I'm just adding this into the description, so if anyone wants it, it's a link to
Christmas
this
is coming.
page.
Yeah.
Yes,
Christmas
Christmas is coming. That is so
About
true.
Nicholas,
8 weeks?
Santa Claus just breaks into houses.
Santa
Santa
Claus is a B&E repeat. He's like a cat burglar, right? Well, he's not really burglaring. He's leaving. He's a reverse burglar.
Right. He's a reverse robber.
Right.
He leaves things instead of takes them.
So imagine saying I domed a guy with a golf ball.
Imagine if Santa just comes out and saying you have like that golf ball thing.
Oh my god. Now, I will not suggest pointing this at people unless your life depends on it. Otherwise, you are going to have charges brought on you.
Most definitely.
But it does look like epic fun. It really does.
It does.
Okay.
I'm glad we came across it.
But I do think that riot police should use these for this topic.
Okay, so the No Kings protest could draw historic turnout in a pushback against Trump, organizers say. The
Like I
anger
did
level,
last time.
uh-huh, this is from yesterday. The anger level is way higher than it was for the June protest, which will drive up turnout, organizers say. Some Republicans accuse protesters of hating America. I hope it rains across the country. I hope it rains.
Uh,
Hmm.
oh my God. People on bikes again?
Yeah, let's just go past that because we'll be here a long time.
Yes, we
Though
will.
October though October 18th No Kings protest shares a name with its predecessor, organizers are expecting an unmatched flood of people for what they believe will be the largest single day of protest in modern day American history.
They got better funding to pay more protesters.
I guess so. The anger level was way higher than it was in June for the last protests of the same name, said Public Citizens co president Lisa Gilbert, one of the organizers. It's not just policies we don't like, but it's also actual chipping away at democracy, at foundational rights and prerogatives that we all expect. People are saying, I've never been moved to action before, but now I feel like I have to.
Bullshit. Sorry.
Things Things today have changed in the past 4 months, organizers and activists told USA Today. No shit, you fucking shot Charlie Kirk. The Trump administration has ramped up immigration enforcement, sent troops into several Democratic controlled cities, made massive changes to American health care, and eroded First Amendment rights, they say. First off, everything except the First Amendment rights is what the people voted for Trump to do. And you crybabies on the left, suck it up, Buttercup,
Wait.
because we want immigration enforcement. We want the troops sent in if you can't control your city. At least I do. I'm tired of seeing cities looted and decimated. You know damn well you're not getting, and there's nobody in their right mind that would come back and open up a store, any type of store. A Dollar Tree wouldn't open up.
Nope.
If you're not, yeah, she continues, if you're not scared, you're not paying attention. These folks are serious. They are actively trying to take away your constitutional right to peaceful protest, and that is
Oh
how
my.
authoritarian regimes work, said Indivisible co founder Ezra Levin, another one of the organizers. They fear more than anything one thing, which is the mass, peaceful, organized population pushing back against their unpopular designs on the system. In addition to Indivisible and Public Citizens, hosting organizations include long-standing activism groups like Move On, the American Civil Liberties Union, although I think they need to change their name because I've yet to see them do anything for America, the Human Rights Campaign, and Working Families Power, along with multiple unions and grassroots groups like 50501, which, if you recall correctly, we looked at this in June. Remember, we looked up the
Uh-huh.
50501, and there was another number I can't recall off the top of my head, but we looked those up as well to see who the organizers were and what they were doing. So the group 50501 formed since Election Day 2024. The name No Kings comes from the organizers' belief that President Donald Trump is acting like a monarch rather than the leader of a democracy. Give the man a
Oh
crown.
God.
What? Altogether,
Just
2,500.
the fact they think he's acting like a king. How is he
Uh,
acting like a king?
I
Who? Trump? What do you do this time?
altogether
Nothing.
20. Yeah,
Oh,
altogether
that's why.
2,500. Altogether, 2,500 events are scheduled in big cities, suburbs, and tiny towns across the nation, dwarfing the 1,800 scheduled before the June 14th protests of the same name. Anchor events are planned outside the Capitol in Washington, D.C., and in Boston, New York, Atlanta, Kansas City, San Francisco, Chicago, New Orleans, and Bozeman, Montana. When asked to comment on the protests, White House spokesperson Abigail Jackson responded, "Who cares?"
I love it.
Ah,
And
uh-huh. And very real and crucial. Organizers with Worth Fighting For, Root County, have planned a mile-long line for democracy with people waving signs along a major street in the Colorado mountain town of Steamboat Springs, said organizer Jacqueline Denny, 57.
oh, 1 second. Whoops.
Denny said 1,500 people turned out in June, and she expects more people October 18th in response to the ICE actions in the area. They are taking our people and terrifying our people, and that feels so much more personal, she said. She expects some people to protest over fears that public lands could be sold or destroyed. Others are likely to come out over Trump's threat to crack down on protests, she said. The need to demonstrate feels very real and crucial right now, Denny said.
They still don't know the difference between a riot and a protest.
Mm-mm. What does the GOP say? Two of President Donald Trump's cabinet secretaries, along with some congressional Republicans, have accused Democrats of prolonging the 2 week government shutdown for the sake of the No Kings mass protests. They say the Democrats want to show party activists that they are pushing back against the Trump administration. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy told Fox News on October 13th that he expected millions of attendees will be part of Antifa paid protesters. Antifa, short for anti-fascist, is a loosely organized, leaderless group of activists whom Republicans often blame for public displays of violence. Republican House Speaker Mike Johnson of Louisiana said on Fox News October the 10th that Republicans were hearing Democrats wouldn't reopen the government until after the rallies because they can't face their rabid base. Activists have been upset with Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer of New York for voting with Republicans in March to avoid a government shutdown then. The theory we have right now, they have a Hate America rally that is scheduled for October 18th on the National Mall, Johnson said. It's all the pro Hamas wing and Antifa people. They are all coming out. The cavalry is coming. The rally's organizers laughed off Republicans' claims that Democrats were keeping the government closed for them. Still, Levin acknowledged the backdrop of the government shutdown and said activists were watching whether elected Democrats stand with them in opposition to Trump. I'm telling every elected Democrat now who I talk to that the cavalry is coming in on October 18th. We're going to have millions of people out. And if you are fighting back against this regime, if you are standing strong, they're going to be celebrating it, he said. And on the flip side, if you surrender again, primary season is around the corner and people are going to be looking for new leadership. The Washington protest is planned at the base of the Capitol. So far, only one member of Congress, Senator Chris Murphy, a Democrat from Connecticut, is scheduled to speak. There are security concerns amid the peaceful rallies. With National Guardsmen deployed in multiple large cities, organizers said some people may fear coming out to the protests, but it's important to show up in large numbers. Trump wants to stifle speech. The best way to prevent your speech from being stifled is having so many people exercising their First Amendment rights together that he can't possibly arrest all of them, Hunter Dunn, a national spokesman for the protest group 50501, told USA Today. And that's how you weaken him. Earlier protests held by this coalition have been overwhelmingly peaceful. Local organizers are required to undergo security and de escalation training as part of setting up protests, they say. We're making really clear that what we want to achieve here is peaceful. We are taking to the streets to exercise our First Amendment rights and speak out. We are not planning anything in any way that could be misconstrued as violence. And we are working hard to protect people, providing lots of training and preparation and creating systems and mechanisms to make sure that people who turn out are safe, public citizens, Gilbert said. Organizers are pushing back on the Republicans' claim that the protests will be dangerous. What you'll see on No Kings 2 in October is a boisterous, joyful crowd expressing their political opinions in a peaceful, joyful way, Levin said. People with dogs, people with kids, people with funny signs, music, dancing, laughing, community building, and a sense of collective effervescence that,
Effervescence.
that comes when you gather with a lot of people with a shared purpose. That's because I was stumbling to say and add pink flamingo, blue dinosaur, whole food.
Oh, that
So,
guy?
I go, yeah, here we go. A frog. Now we got a frog. Looks like it's going to have tadpoles. Mm.
But
I
again,
can't
no
stand
one
it.
is getting arrested for protesting. It's when there's the violent people. The violent people are the ones getting arrested. No one's getting arrested for protesting. You're
Correct.
allowed to protest. These idiots are exaggerating.
Mm-hmm. The No Kings protests aren't a place to cause trouble, said Reverend Paul Rauschenbusch, president of Interfaith Alliance, which is mobilizing faith groups nationwide to participate. If you're out there, like really wanting to get arrested, there's a place for that. No Kings is not that, he said. No Kings is joyfully showing up. Semin Connie, a healthcare worker and naturalized citizen who attended the first,
Oh,
thank
no.
you, No Kings protest. Yeah, I can't see with the, uh,
Oh, sorry, the comment.
yeah, that's okay.
There it goes.
She said, I deeply believe in nonviolence, protesting, and organizing, especially being a person of East Indian heritage and being an immigrant myself, she said. Instead, it's her teenage children who were worried that she could be arrested or worse. That is the most ridiculous. I cannot
Bullshit
stand.
claim.
Yes, I always have to actually calm their anxiety more so than my own. But no, I am not at all worried because all of these protests, the one thing in common is they're peaceful.
They're also useless because it isn't. No one's stifling your free speech, idiots.
I mean, really?
Yeah, these
So,
idiots are.
so
Yeah.
come Tuesday evening when we're ready to go live, we will see just exactly what happened. We will be reporting on what happened over the weekend at the protests.
Blunt man, I lost brain cells hearing that.
I lost brain cells reading it, so we're we're in the same boat. I'm telling
Oh,
you, it's sick. These people. I just, I feel like I'm in the twilight zone. It's me.
yeah.
Everybody else around me is doing the same thing, and I'm over here and like just over here by myself. I mean, there are
Yep.
people, friends and family, obviously, with me. But for the most part, I just feel like I'm by myself and that I'm the weird one for feeling all this shit. The thing with Jacob, this bull crap. You know,
I know.
grow the fuck up.
I
Let's go,
wish people would.
go back to discipline, go back to common sense.
Hmm.
Who
You don't gotta
knows?
beat a kid half to death to get your point across. Hell, I have rarely put hands on my kids in their 20 and 21 years of life. Rarely have I had to put hands on my kids. Now, has it been harder to get them to cooperate? Yes, but you don't have to hit your kids to turn. My kids are
Right.
both decent, productive people. Well,
Yo, you gotta keep them instead.
no, we're on YouTube, you dingbat.
And
Stop. That's the worst I do. Is you dingbat. If he keeps it up, I'm
Mhm.
gonna go over and grab his kneecaps. But I'm telling again, my kids are overall decent people, and once they can get jobs, they can be productive members to society. I'm
Right.
proud of how my kids have turned out so far. I have no complaints. They're good kids.
nonsense. You tell me I'm a disappointment every single day.
I do not. You quit lying. I'm gonna.
Is it lying
D.
if it's the truth
Can I
I
send them to
know.
you?
from a certain point of
No,
view?
you can't, but I can vouch for you that I've never heard Crazy B say that.
I've never said I always tell them I love them. I am overall proud of them. Has my son done things that has disappointed me to a degree? Yes, like when I ask for water and he goes back to his room and brings me nothing to drink. Yeah, that's disappointing. But overall, as a human being, you are a good person. I am not disappointed in you as overall. Oh my god, I swear I'm going to donate my son to people
You
for a
know what?
couple weeks at a
Wait,
time.
wait. Can you hear the television by any chance?
A little bit, not much.
You know what? I swear that I am going to lose my ever loving mind. Hold on. Watch. I got to scream. Eric, turn that down. Dude, we're
Thank you, Blue
live.
Rose.
We're live, and
Blue Rose
you're.
says you're hilarious.
Blue Rose
Oh
can
my
go.
lord.
I've got a boot camp you can send them to. Just sign the paperwork.
All right,
We
send
did
it.
discuss my son going to the Air Force or the Navy. I think he
No.
would do good in either one. Not so much the Army or the Marines, but hey, maybe Space Force. Let's get you in for Space Force. No,
Oh,
he's over there shaking his head at me.
Because whenever I try to look up on Indeed, it logs me out.
Oh yeah, well, that's because you're looking at Indeed. You got to go to their actual website. Goofy. Okay, got everybody in line on both sides.
yep. What's next?
Oh, the map of where these are going to happen.
Oh yeah,
Um,
I just want everybody to take a look at the map and see all the locations across the United States that are going to be participating in the protest. Obviously, a lot on the east and the west coast. Uh, and if you're interested in participating, I believe it's an interactive map. Just click on it and go ahead and sign up.
uh, looks like Nashville's going to get some. I'm not too far from Nashville.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some. It's not much, but your state is kind of
Yeah.
loaded. I've got
Yeah.
I got a sprinkle of them. And I
Yeah.
mean, look at this. I think this is Nevada over here, the big weird trapezoid looking
Right.
one.
Yep. Nothing.
Three,
That's where I.
four, five,
Yep.
five
That's where I need.
total.
I. That's where I need to move to.
It's mostly desert. That's why
That's okay.
this area is like non-livable.
Well, I like it warm, so that'll work.
I do not like
I'm t-
scorpions and other creatures with that many legs, and that
this is
hurt.
true.
Scorpions only have two
Yeah.
left. What do you want about?
Scorpions have more than 2 legs, shush. Do we wanna cover this last article on it, from out
Yeah.
in
Uh,
Pittsburgh Gazette?
no, well, you could just pop it up. The only reason I put that in was because we did cover in June
Oh, yeah, the
Pittsburgh.
turnout.
Yeah, the turnout, and that's where we got the 50501 and the other number, which I apologize, I cannot think of the number, but
The episodes
if
are
you,
labeled King's Protest, and then, the
right,
continuation because we covered it over a few days.
One
right.
person we covered.
So if you go and look there, you'll see the update. But I wanted everybody to just have a continuation of what the plan is. We'll keep this in the description below, and you can see what the plans are. Obviously, you know, as I stated last year, the dipshits couldn't even walk all the way down to. All they did was go around the block. That's just
Yeah.
that was priceless. Remember, that was
Yeah, you were talking
priceless.
about it. All they did was go around the block, running their mouths. And
Yep.
again, you know what?
And,
This is considered a peaceful protest. All these people
uh-huh.
standing around, no one's throwing anything, no one's beating anybody up or hitting anyone.
Hmm.
They're just standing there expressing how much they don't like Trump, and they're allowed to. But did you see us do this over Biden? No.
No,
Why?
and that's
Because it
why.
doesn't change anything.
Because Biden is too brain dead to recognize it.
Well, that
I
too, but
mean that again is, I think, part of the frustration I feel that we've discussed is that the right does not do a large portion of what the left does. And don't
you
get
want to
me
know
wrong,
why? 'Cause we got
I can
jobs, we've got
learn.
kids, we're stuck in
Right,
bed, unable to go.
right. And so the frustration that I'm feeling is that I have never seen the right have a protest across the nation. There is somebody bigger here at play organizing this national
Oh, you
movement.
know these
I
people are getting paid.
Oh yeah, yep, hmm,
Art says, I'm not a Trump fan, but I've got better things to do in my life. Just saying. Yeah.
hmm,
And again, we don't like how Biden was running things. You didn't see us refusing to work or just live off the government while complaining about the government. If
uh
you
huh,
want to, do not complain about the government unless you are contributing to the paying those taxes. My thoughts on
right,
it. If you are a working citizen, then you should have the right to complain. If you're just living off the government because you choose to, again, I'm not saying people with disabilities. I am saying the people who are actually capable of working should be out
that are
there working. If you're sitting on
right,
your ass just collecting a paycheck from the government, then no, I'm sorry. If you're capable, get your ass out of work. You have no right to complain.
right.
Yeah, they did have the nationwide COVID protests. Yeah, they
Right.
did stay peaceful. I remember those, but most people still didn't get anywhere. It didn't change
No,
because the
but
government had already shut down the entire country
right, and I
and
think the
screwed us
COVID
all over.
was with yeah, and I think COVID went with just about everybody, both right and left. I don't think
Everyone
that
was
was
sick of
strict.
it.
Yes, I don't think that was strictly a right only, but the right did come out for that. But it's it's frustrating that there's no. So we have an election coming up on November the 5th, and not one piece of candidate mail, not one phone call, not one poll to take, nothing.
Yep.
And remember, I said that I contacted the local uh, Republican office and was told that because we vote, we don't need the information. This
Yeah,
go
you
around,
guys do.
I'm furious. When I get up there, it's again, I'm going to channel the inner anger and try to remain in control, but I've had it. I mean, I don't know what more to do or say at this point. I offered to make phone calls, to do X, Y, and Z. Nope, nada. They claim they need help. Nope, nada. So it's when you see the newsletters and, they're at the picnic or they're at the bar doing X, Y, and Z, it's uh, a political piece.
Yep.
They're just a
And
bunch of
it's all
phonies.
BS. It's all
Yes.
BS.
Yep. So the
Uh,
frustration is uh, from all levels right now, from the school through the federal government. They say you could do one of two things: either do something about it or go put your head in the sand. And I'm thinking of putting my head in the sand might be the best answer.
it's a tough one.
Yep. Could get a facial while I was under there and get my hair scrubbed and my scalp.
And sand baths are actually pretty good. They exfoliate the skin very well.
I know. I know. That's why I'm saying. Anyway, what do we got next?
This article, I'm not really sure exactly what it is. You sent it
Yes.
over.
This hit my inbox and this just tops. This is the icing of the cake for me for today. But I got it early this morning. So it's called An Arc to Trump. President unveils plans for a grand entrance to Washington, D.C.
Oh, waste of
Decorative arch.
money.
Yes. Decorative arches. Back up, please. A little more.
Oh, sorry.
Decorative,
My
yeah,
fingers.
decorative arches have been a fixture of classical architecture and national capitals since the Roman Empire. The president on Thursday unveiled plans for a grand arch near the Lincoln Memorial to mark the entrance to Washington, D.C. The planned arch would run along the Arlington Memorial Bridge between the Lincoln Memorial and the iconic Virginia Cemetery, the Hill reported. It's going to be really beautiful. I think it's going to be fantastic. There's a rendering of what it will look like. You have three sizes, Trump said. Whichever one would look good. I happen to think the large one. Decorative triumphal arches have been a fixture of classical architecture and national capitals since the Roman Empire. Among the most notable is the Arch of the Titus in Rome, which commemorates that emperor's triumph over Judea rebels. The arch directly inspired the Arc de Triomphe in Paris, which honors the fallen of the French Revolutionary and Napoleonic Wars. The plan for an archway comes as Trump himself plans the construction of a White House ballroom and has organized myriad efforts to beautify the city.
Well, I can understand wanting to make the city look better, but like, ouch. We're already having spending problems. Can it
Right.
wait?
I don't disagree. I like the idea in general on both of them, having the ballroom and having the arches. Anything
Uh-huh.
to make DC look better and get more visitors in. Uh, they
Well, as
already
long as it's
have
safe for people to come visit.
exactly. And I think that he has accomplished that with having the military in there. What we said the other day, there was an 84% drop in crime because they were there. So that proves that the mayor is not, doing her job. The chief of police is not doing his or her job. I can't remember now who they're on, so I
Yeah, it
think it's a
was
female.
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah,
Bowser. Muriel Bowser is
yeah,
still
he's the
in
main.
charge.
I was trying to think of who the police chief was. I think it's a
Oh, I'm not
female.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah, but if we see things like it's okay to have the boulevard painted Black Lives Matter, right? I
Uh-huh.
think that it's more than appropriate to do things to beautify the
Well, that
our
Black
capital.
Lives Matter thing got removed.
It did, yeah, it did ultimately, but it stayed there for what, 4 years,
Yeah,
and
unfortunately.
so to have a grand entrance where it kind of reminds me of being in Vegas at the one hotel I told you about that I can't think of the name. And we came up the escalator, and it was like poof, we were in a Italian countryside, with
Yeah.
vendors and shops, and the ceiling was painted, in a classical setting. I mean, it was just absolutely beautiful. So if we can do things like that to enhance the city, then I'm down for it. Uh, I
I
don't know
wish
what the
they'd been
cost.
the budget before they did shit like this,
I
though.
agree. I agree. I don't disagree with that. So I don't know where they're getting the money at, but we can, if
From
you
all the
guys
money
are.
they saved by firing all those people.
That's why he can buy the large one
That
now.
Trump said he was going to give us rebates on, give us
Yeah,
some money back on,
right.
but then turns around and does this because,
Yeah,
he says things
right,
without thinking it through. And
right.
yeah, eats his own
Yeah.
feet.
Uh
Foot, meat, mouth.
huh. Okay, so that's the funny for today, the Arc de Trump. So
Uh,
yeah. Uh-huh. All right, what do we got up next?
this one of the big
Yeah,
stories today.
yeah. Is there a
It is a
video on this
3-minute
at all?
listen. If you want,
Okay,
I can
let's
play
listen
it.
to it. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it makes life a little bit easier.
Yeah, I don't
A
hear it.
grand jury in Maryland has indicted John Bolton, who served as National Security Advisor during President Trump's first term. Bolton is facing federal criminal charges for allegedly mishandling classified information. NPR Justice correspondent Ryan Lucas has been covering all of this and joins us now. Hi, Ryan.
Hi there.
Okay, so this news just broke earlier tonight, but what can you tell us so far about what we know concerning these charges against Bolton?
Well, he's facing 18 counts in all, 8 counts of transmission of national defense information, 10 counts of unlawful retention of national defense information. Now, Bolton served as Trump's national security advisor in 2018 and 2019. And the indictment says that during that time, he regularly took handwritten notes on his daily activities. So what he was hearing in briefings with U.S. intelligence officials or military officials or talks with foreign leaders, a lot of this highly classified information. And the indictment says Bolton transcribed these diary-like entries, put them into a word processing document that he then shared via a messaging app in his personal email with 2 family members who did not have security clearances.
Oh,
In
damn.
total, the indictment says he sent them more than 1,000 pages of information. Federal agents recovered printed and digital copies of some of those documents during a search of Bolton's home in August. And you may remember that Bolton wrote a tell-all memoir about his time in the Trump White House. But the indictment says that none of the classified information in the charged counts is in the book.
Huh. Okay, well, do we know what any of these classified materials related to?
The indictment doesn't provide a ton of detail on it, but it does provide some detail. One document reveals, for example, intelligence about a foreign adversary planning a missile launch. There's intelligence about an adversary's plans for attack against U.S. troops. There's very sensitive information related, it says, to human intelligence sources, so to spies, to covert action. So these are really sensitive materials classified up to the highest level. The indictment also says that at some point after Bolton left the Trump administration in 2019, hackers believed to be associated with the Iranian government hacked into Bolton's personal email account which, as I said, he'd used to send some of this information, and they gained access to some of these classified materials.
Wow. Well, has Bolton responded to this indictment?
His attorney, Abby Lowell, put out a statement. He said that these charges stem from portions of Bolton's personal diaries, records that he says are unclassified. Lowell also says that Bolton, like many public officials in the past, kept diaries. He says that's not a crime. And he says that they look forward to proving that he didn't unlawfully share or store any information.
Well, Ryan, let's just remind everyone, Bolton worked for Trump, but has since become a vocal critic of the president. He's now been indicted, and he's like, the third Trump critic to be indicted in recent weeks. So how does the Bolton case fit in with the other cases, or does it fit in?
Well, right. The two other Trump critics who have been charged in the past few weeks are former FBI Director James Comey and New York Attorney General Letitia James, both of whom Trump publicly called on the Justice Department to prosecute. They were indicted by a newly installed acting U.S. attorney who was handpicked by Trump, and she overruled career prosecutors who had serious concerns about the strength of the evidence against both Comey and James. The Bolton case was brought by a different U.S. attorney's office. And yes, Bolton is certainly an outspoken Trump critic, but we haven't heard the same concerns from career prosecutors about the strength of the evidence against him. In fact, former officials familiar with the matter have said that the case against Bolton is grounded in evidence and that there was good reason to proceed. And look, the Bolton indictment is very detailed. It's 26 pages long. We'll see how this plays out in court. But of course, there is the backdrop of those other cases. And those cases have fueled criticism that the Justice Department is using its powers to go after Trump's perceived political enemies.
That is NPR's Ryan Lucas.
So, I'm glad they were pretty much neutral. They pointed out both right and left opinions. Got to give them some credit here. But like they just said, there's not much criticism about this Bolton case, so it might go through.
I want to know why. Why did he send it to the two family members? What were they going to do with it? Help write the book or what?
We need to see if there's actually proof of that, or is this something that, somebody is saying but has no proof that that's actually part of the indictment. Someone could just be making some shit up about what's in the indictment. Again, I'm curious as to what the evidence will be. I really am.
Well, I didn't pull the indictment because it just happened right before we came on air, so maybe it'll be
well, this is also brand new. Literally brand new. We don't have much info on it right now, other than it's going through. And again, Comey really did kind of drop the ball a bit on a few things, but I don't know if it's anything worth indicting. And Letitia James, he's just basically going after her for the exact same thing she went after him for, but she actually did her more on the loans.
Hold on. There's more to Letitia James. She had her niece and 3 kids living with her, and the niece is a wanted criminal and has charges. Yes, it's a crazy story. I have it for later on. Yep. So our girl Letitia, she has no room to talk about anybody. She is not above the law.
Well, and again, though, the thing is about this is it's just as the statute of limitation is about to run out. So it is kind of but again, you can tell, yeah, she should be in trouble for this, but the fact that it's being brought on by the Trump administration is a little sketchy. And again, I agree, she absolutely needs to be prosecuted for this. She's basically projecting her behavior onto Trump.
You don't think that in your wildest dreams that the Biden administration went after her?
No, but they went after Trump, and everyone Trump knew.
Right, but so that's why we're where we're at. The statute of limitations is running out on this stuff because the Biden administration and DOJ didn't move on it. So now, whether we agree or not, or have all of the evidence that we would like to see, they're going forward with what they have, whether we like it or not. And again, Comey, Bolton, James, they all need to be looked at. Let's be honest.
They
They're
do.
not. Yeah, every single one.
Hell, every single politician is guilty of something. All you got to do
Mm-hmm.
is dig a little. You'll find it.
Mm-hmm.
Most of it's you don't got to dig too deep. Hell, half of
Right.
them give it away while they're running their mouths,
Yep.
bragging to the press and the media, their
Mm-hmm.
elections. Oh
Yes,
yeah.
ma'am.
But how come the virtually are always attracted to children? What's so special about children that's so attractive?
We're not having that conversation right now, buddy. I love you. We are not having that conversation.
It's a good question.
I'm not saying it's a bad question. I'm saying we're not talking about it while we're live.
Well, what if we were not alive?
I mean, on the stream, go do some dishes.
I did.
Go do more.
I did.
Go do even more. Or mop the floor, sweep the floor, clean the toilet. God almighty. Oh my god. I am so sorry. I'm congested. My allergies
My
just went
phone is
nuts.
spazzing out again.
So have your phone spaz out there. Okay. Um, I am so sorry. He derailed my thoughts. I don't know where I
It's
was.
Just like Oh yeah. So, okay, what are your thoughts on the 5 dancing Israelis?
The what?
The 5 dancing Israelis.
We're not having that conversation right now either.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I know what you're talking about. No.
all
Like,
right.
why
What
are
do
we
we
so?
have up next?
What we
What do
have
we
up,
have?
I'm going to it. Oh, this one. You sent this over from Wall Street Apes. Is there a video? Yes, there's a video.
Mhm.
Okay. Actually, I'm going to have to do this. And this. Here we go.
Have all this stuff that's getting dropped off right here. You have all the inflatables
Wow.
as well that the people have been protesting in.
A
A
dinosaur?
little strange, they have a U-Haul shipment full of all of the stuff that's apparently been taken away. So stuff's been coming in. There's still protesters out right now. It's like 4 p.m. right now, I believe. And the protesters are starting to show up here to the ICE facility in Portland. You have all this stuff that's getting dropped off right here.
Look at all of this. I'm going to try and move it through kind of in a pan slowly. Oh, there's where all the costumes come from.
Right.
Something
I
there is
see that.
purple. Is that Barney?
Uh, perhaps.
That's where that's all coming from. This is bull crap. Oh, there's dinosaur
And,
dude,
you,
T-Rex.
and you're going to the protest and you're going to cook out, on a grill. You need a grill. You need a charcoal
Uh-huh.
grill.
Well, I mean, heck, if you go back and we look at the back of the U-Haul, look at all those coolers and totes stacked up.
Mm-hmm.
Look at all of this.
Who is the organizer of this? They're saying now on that other article that Antifa is a loosely organized organization. But when you look at this takes somebody. Where'd the money come from to buy all this stuff? And who put it all together?
A lot of people with a lot of money and a lot of time on their hands.
Okay, stop.
This is not a normal protest.
No, it isn't. I have issues with it. This is there a permit for this? Is there a permit to be grilling out on the street or the sidewalk?
I have no clue. And in Portland, does it make a
Yeah,
difference if they got a
probably
permit or not? Because the police are at the beckoning whim of their higher
not.
ups who are
Right,
siding with the protesters, as we've seen
right,
in previous videos.
correct. And that brings, as you said, regarding previous videos, we have our first Monday pre-record out this week on illegal immigration. Please go and watch it.
Hit the like buttons if you like it.
Yeah,
If not, leave us a comment. Maybe we need to change something.
right. And so we are doing a couple more because there's so much that is in there with regard to illegal immigration. The
Yep.
next couple Mondays will be dropping the pre-records. This this is kind of like the start of it. This is, we're and not only that, the person that organizes this part, but then there's the person that organizes the people to get everybody into the right position. Who's going to cook, who's going to clean, who's going to be in the dinosaur
Hmm.
costume, who's going to wear Barney. You know, there's something bigger here going on. As somebody that worked special events, and I worked parks and public works as one, and police as one part of my job, and I can tell you, special events is extremely hard to pull off.
Yeah.
I mean, it's obviously doable. Things like the regatta and the 10K races and the marathons and you know, the duck things and all kinds of things that occur. They take months of planning. We're not talking like you get to whip this together for the weekend, but it appears that that's the case.
This has been being planned for a while. A lot of these have been being planned for a while.
Yes. And who is behind it, though? That's what I want to know. What
Evidently, there's a
organization?
few organizations that do pitch in on some of it. Others are completely member funded.
Right.
And by member funded, it's probably their parents. Yeah, the meme is on the screen for a reason. I left it here. I'm glad someone posted it. Antifa's not an organization, it's an idea. We just have a flag, uniforms, official colors, local chapters, meeting places, email signups, and clear directives for members. Totally not an organization. I wanted to leave that there for a reason. Very much wanted to leave it there.
Yep. So,
Pretty messed up.
uh-huh. I mean, they have inflatables. Uh,
Hmm. And I'll tell you what, those inflatable costumes aren't cheap.
right. And then it says after the paid and organized protest, the U-Hauls come back and pick it up the next day.
Hmm.
So for you to not even get to keep your flamingo or your dinosaur costume, that's
It's a
kind of,
rent. It's a temporary rental for the
I
protest.
know, but I'm just saying it's sad that I don't get to keep the damn costume, okay?
I'm sure some
And
people have snuck off with theirs.
yeah, I mean, you want me in it sweating my ass off, you know what I mean? Because you know that material's that thin parachute shit. So, the
Hmm.
least you could do is cough up, a little uniform or a little costume for me.
Yeah, but
But no, I
again,
can't do
it's
that.
messed up.
Yes, it is. All right, what's next?
Mm, this one. I'm just gonna let the video play
Okay.
because it's a very good video. I like the way she words this and the way she points things out.
Mm-hmm. Except we don't see anything.
Oh, sorry. Does a lot better if I hit share this tab. There we
There you
go.
go.
They say Israel was committing genocide, yet the population in Gaza has grown by millions since 1948, and there were 95,000 babies born in Gaza in the last 2 years during the war. And in fact, there are 10 real genocides happening right now in Darfur, Sudan, Myanmar, Congo, Tigray, and Nigeria, involving Muslim or Arab forces attacking minorities. They say Israel controls the world, yet there are 57 Muslim majority countries voting as a bloc at the United Nations. The OIC, Organization of Islamic Cooperation, holds diplomatic global power and condemn Israel constantly. Islamic financial groups like the WIF, World Economic Islamic Forum, are also integrated into the WEF and G20 economies. They say Israel are occupiers. Meanwhile, Turkey occupies northern Cyprus, Morocco occupies western Sahara, and Pakistan controls parts of Kashmir, yet none of these Islamic countries face comparable international outrage. They say Israel is apartheid, but Arab citizens of Israel vote, serve in parliament, and attend the same universities and hospitals as Jews. Meanwhile, Jews are banned from living in or visiting certain Muslim countries. They say Jews control the media, yet in reality, Qatar's Al Jazeera, Saudi-owned NBC, Turkey's TRT World, and Iran's Press TV reach billions with pro-Islamic narratives across global networks. They say Israel is the cause of all wars. Over 90% of global conflicts have occurred in Asia and Africa, mostly involving internal Muslim-majority disputes. The civil wars in Syria, Yemen, Sudan, and Libya have killed millions, all driven by Muslim factions, not Israel. Whatever you are accusing Jews and their only state of, you are guilty of. Hey world, especially the Muslim world, learn to look into the mirror for once instead of trying to blame the Jews for all of your shortcomings. They say
She's not wrong on this. Those facts are legit.
Right.
It makes you wonder. I mean, there's only one all Jewish state in the entire world. But look how many how many countries are literally their national religion is Islam.
Correct.
It's
And
only
we've
one country
discussed,
that's Jewish.
right?
Hmm.
We've discussed what's going on in the United States with regard to religion. Hmm.
It's a tough one.
Yes,
It
it is.
really is.
This is meant to be informational for you. If you have any questions or want us to do any further digging into anything that she says, let us know. But it's a general good descriptor, I think, of what is going on in the world. What do you think, Crazy B?
I agree. I
Mhm.
absolutely agree. It's interesting how they love to use specific words in very specific ways to trigger people to get
Right.
support.
Yep.
Hmm.
Okay, what's next?
Um, Next is oh, this one. Yes, we found this. Hamas is carrying out public executions just hours after the peace treaty signing. These are more still shots. We don't necessarily have to read the article per se unless you want to.
No, go ahead.
Um, they're lining people up in the street and executing them,
That is
even
just
though
gives the chills.
even though the peace treaty was signed. These are not Jewish people. These are Palestinians who were against Hamas. These are probably Muslim people that don't like Hamas. All it was what, eight of them? One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. Yeah, all eight of these people are going to be executed because Hamas decided they don't deserve to live, even though that peace treaty with Israel was signed. There's nothing protecting the people who are outspoken against Hamas.
Right.
It
And
is
that's what we
very
yeah, we
scary.
Yeah, and we talked about that yesterday in that uh, even though the peace treaty was signed, not all facets of the military are going to listen to what the edict was, what was said or what was handed down.
Hmm.
Here to witness this, to see this, it's devastating. That this stuff is disturbing to me.
It is.
That
It's
that
scary.
another I take great issue with humans hurting one another.
I think we
The
all
fact
should have issues with this. I mean,
Yeah, the fact that another human being could stand there behind someone and get ready to shoot them in the head to execute them, it just it it triggers something in me. It is disturbing. What the fuck is wrong with these people? I mean, these people that are executing these people, I'm sorry, but they need to be executed as well. I mean, there's no
well,
I have no forgiveness for them. I cannot forgive them for what they have done to these people. I just don't have that in my heart. I don't. I can't. I have nothing left to give them. I am tired of
mhm.
praying upon it. I am tired of trying to come up with solutions or we talk about it or whatever. These motherfuckers need to be killed. And no, YouTube, I'm not espousing violence, but
The terrorist
let's pray.
organization itself needs to end.
Correct.
Leave the civilians alone. But
Right.
the thing is it's so deep rooted into the culture. Arby has a ton of videos. I'm gonna have to grab them and show you what is put on their public television. Their version of Mickey Mouse, what he espouses and says, and what they do to young children to brainwash them to hate anyone but Muslims, is insane. I
Yeah.
mean, we're doing a deep dive into illegals crossing the border, the illegal immigration. We'd be forever on the crap that goes on over there.
Mm-hmm. Indoctrination at a young age.
Hmm.
And
Very
the children,
much.
grow up to be young kids, teens, adults, having deep hatred in your heart.
Yep.
And I mean, there's nothing, probably few escape that issue of violence.
Yeah.
It's sad. It truly is sad. And I don't
And
know
I'll
the answer.
say, I know a lot of Jewish people who are sick of hearing the word anti Semitic. There are a
Right,
lot of Jewish people who think it's been overused, that not everything is anti Semitic.
right.
The way it gets thrown around, you disagree with the Israel's policies. Oh, you're anti Semitic. No, I just disagree with them.
Mhm.
There's a lot of Jewish people who disagree with that. Often that word is thrown around, but it's still, there are some truly anti-Semitic things out there,
Right.
and innocent people get hurt because of it.
Yep.
It just bugs me that Hamas is allowed to do this shit to their own people just
Yep.
hours after the peace treaty was signed.
Yep. Yep.
This goes to show they're never going to stop. It cannot be stopped. This is absolutely over the top. And I think they should have just let Israel continue until Hamas no longer existed, so the people of Palestine truly could be free.
Right.
Because, yeah, stop Israel from bombing Palestine. Okay, the Free Palestine people, this is what Free Palestine looks like
Uh-huh.
when Hamas is still in power.
Right. There's your people.
There
Go
is
ahead.
your free Palestine.
There you go. There's your people
They
on
got
the
what they
left.
wanted. 8 more
Yeah.
dead.
Yep. There's your people.
Hmm.
I can't
This is
stand it.
what happens.
Yeah, it's disgusting. It's
Hmm.
absolutely, and I make myself read this stuff, go through this stuff, and you know, looking at it again for the second, third, sometimes fourth time, it doesn't make it any easier. You
And
know what
it
I mean?
shouldn't make it easier. You're a
It,
human and you care.
yeah, it's, it is so bothersome. It is truly, I don't even know what to say at this point. It's like I told you earlier, I'm ready to just throw my hands up and put my head in the sand, and this could be the catalyst that does that. I mean, this is some sick people. Sick.
Art, I know that it would be the end of the Palestinian people, but without it, they're just recruiting more people to join their hatred for everyone else in the world. It's like, where does it end?
Right.
I mean, again, the war on terror was always a bad idea because when you cut one head off, it comes back. It's a hydra
Mm-hmm.
to come back in its place for every head removed. It's a problem. It is a huge problem. And again, this is partially the fault of the America because we went in, destabilized the nation, funded the radicals to take over and destabilize that place, and now their descendants are our problem and our enemy.
And under
So
which
I kind of blame the
administration was
US for part of this.
and what administrations was that under?
Oh, that's been under many since the 70s.
Mm-hmm.
I believe this all really started in the 70s. We started destabilizing the Middle East to get our people in power, but then our people turned out to be wild ass dictators. And
Right.
then we had to fund people to remove those dictators who then became dictators. And it's
Mm-hmm.
just a vicious cycle that we technically started. And there is
Okay.
documentation the CIA was involved. Um,
Right.
so I do believe we have a reason that we should be over there fixing what we fucked up.
Mm.
If they had fucked up on their own, that'd be one thing. But when we go and have our guys messing around destabilizing people we didn't even know were doing this at the time for
Right.
political footholds across the globe, I'm sorry. No, I've had enough of our government meddling in other countries' businesses and destabilizing them and creating these organizations that we now have to battle for 20, 30, 40, 50 years.
So now you kind of agree with me in that I've been saying all along, what and why are we in places around the
Well, it's not
world?
so much that I agree or disagree. I'm pointing out that we literally provoked these organizations, their beginning that has evolved into these. And we
Right?
should not be, I've said it all along, we shouldn't be in all these countries provoking things or anything like that. We should be there maybe just because it's a good strategic foothold on the globe in the event some shit goes down. But we shouldn't
Mm-hmm.
be there meddling in their local politics at all.
I agree. I agree. I
I've
told you that.
always held that stance. Now, however, I do believe that despite how bad Palestine got blown up and demolished, I do believe that we are at fault to a degree because we fucked up a lot of this. The Middle East is a group of tribes, and tribes have been at war. Yes, but when we go in, we didn't start it, but we did definitely help create some of these. We went in
But
to destabilize some of those leaders and
but
it
how
led to the organizations that evolved into what we see today. Al Qaeda, ISIS, all of these were all started because we stuck our nose where it didn't belong.
But we've already given money for funding. And the question is, where is the money? Isn't it
Where's
over
the money? It's funding these we're sending
Well, I
money to
know where it
rebuild.
went.
We are
I know
literally
where
sending money to the terrorist organizations we stopped so they can
exactly.
rebuild their terror organization.
Exactly. Thank you.
And this
Thank
is
you.
why we need to just eliminate all the terrorist organizations and have a foothold there to squash any that start rising up and are caught like actually starting to do their dangerous work. When they start blowing shit up or harming people, that's when we have to squash it before it gets worse. And we just keep it at bay because, again, we didn't start at the very beginning the problems, but we sure helped a few of them become what they are today. And we are responsible for the outcomes of those actions. And it should have never happened in the first place. So, can't change the past. We can prevent it in the future, and we can make up for the fuck up we did.
Well, the problem is I see that in a lot
It's
of
being
other
dragged out
places.
on purpose.
Yeah, I agree.
It literally is being dragged out on purpose. That's my main
Right.
point. Is
Right.
we started these current ones. We started the ones that became them. Not all of them, but like the ISIS, the Al Qaeda's, those were all started because we meddled in that area.
Right.
Those ones arose directly because of us meddling there. That's why one of the main reasons they specifically hate us is we meddled. And again, I say, as long as they aren't harming people, let them live in peace. But the second they start harming people, we come at them full force.
Right. I don't
Head this shit
disagree.
off before it keeps getting worse and worse and worse. Even the act of trying to reduce the radicalization will lead to hatred. I know it's a no-win situation because we meddled where we shouldn't have meddled. Oh, this one won't trade with us, so let's overthrow him. Let's start a revolution in his country because he won't give us oil. We overthrow him. Yeah, we now get the oil, but we also have two terrorist organizations spring up because of it. And now those terrorist organizations have now spawned more terrorist organizations because when we went to take them out, more popped up. Yeah, it's a no-win situation because we stuck our nose where it don't belong. Sorry, rant over.
All right, let's move on. What
Well,
else do
yeah,
we got?
that's it, and it also happens to be exactly what time there? 7 to 9? Yeah, 9.
It is actually 8:59. And with that being said, then we are done for this evening. We appreciate everybody joining Rex Sisters. Please don't forget to like, follow, comment, share, and subscribe this bad boy. And take a look at the pre-records that you will be seeing on illegal immigration. Everything that's posted is still relevant. It is coming to a city, if it already is not, near you.
Yep.
So I'm
It's
done
been a
for the
long
day.
day dealing
Yes,
with
it
all of
has.
this nonsense.
I've been up
Everything
since
that's
2
been
a.m.
going on in the world is exhausting.
Yes, it is. And I'm just tired in general. I've been up since 2, so
Yeah,
I'm ready
you're
for bed.
entitled to that tired.
Yeah. So I'm done, Crazy B. How about you?
I accidentally just 1 second, I minimized the window that we were in. Yeah, I'm done. I'm exhausted. I just did my final rant of the day.
Okay.
um go Trump USA just said if it comes to my city they're gonna get it. Yeah.
Yeah, I hope
So I
so.
say I'm exhausted. I've already had a long day dealing with family and stress, and y'all heard my son. I love him. He's a highly intelligent kid who loves to just run his mouth at the most inopportune times, but I love him to death. Love my daughter. I wish
Mm-hmm.
she would talk more because she's really brilliant. And she comes from more of a bleeding heart side of the society. But we've had multiple debates and conversations. She just doesn't like talking politics anymore, and that's acceptable. I can leave it at that. But to get her opinion would be great. But I just wouldn't want her to feel like she's being bulldozed over because I know you and I both wouldn't agree with it. And we'd have a long list of arguments as to why it wouldn't work out. And yeah, so
Well,
we'll
and
let her
she's
get there
young,
slowly on her own.
right? Right. She's young, and I wouldn't want to upset her. You know what I mean? There's no
I
need
don't want to
to.
discourage her from having thoughts and opinions,
Right.
but we
Right.
have had actual debates about the pros and cons of things. And
Mm,
hers is mostly an emotional support argument, and mine is here's hard facts. And you can't use emotions against facts. It sucks.
mm-hmm. Yep.
So, but with
All
that,
right.
I'm going to tell y'all to stay safe, stay sane, stay sober, yada yada.
All right, everybody, have a good night. We'll see you tomorrow from 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you for joining Rick's Sisters.
Thank y'all.